Sometimes I wish that we could go back before you got hurt. When before I was scared, now I'm feeling prepared. Don't you wanna feel good? Don't you wanna feel good?
When you say you were leaving, I thought that you meant it. I played the victim, you start as indifferent. Hindsight comes standard with rose-colored lenses. Hate to admit it, you're better off. Now you're too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start it.
Maybe feelings change, I can remember all the reasons why we've been separate ways. Feeling all alone in your company, keeping you captive in busy chains.
We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again.
Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go. Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. We can start again. We can start it.
Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
right, what is going on, everybody? We are back for another exciting night of Saturday Night Rocket League, and we are getting into the thick of things as we only have, well, including these matches tonight, 3 more matches to go in the regular season. Next week will be the last week of the regular season, so a lot is on the line for all these teams, especially the matches tonight. I'm Rockerman, back in the booth with the one and only Bagel Chungus, the Summer Bummer. How's it going?
Well, we didn't have to say that.
Well, it's your in-game name. I was just reading off the screen,
I'm thinking about changing it back. That being said, though, summer is here and it is here to stay because it be hot as hell as per usual. But also as per usual, glad to be here with, of course, the one and only dictator himself. But yeah, I think we have a good one on our hands tonight on the Titan League. I know people don't watch the Titan League as much, but I think you guys might want to be strapped in here for this matchup because I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it should be a good one here as we have Krakens and Bananas. I mean, Bagels, you got one of the top teams in Nemesis this season, the Krakens, who have gone all the way through the season 15-0. They are looking to tie the Nemesis record set by the Drakes, who went 16-0 in the regular season way back in season 3, and they've had a good run through the Titan League so far.
Yeah, and they've had little resistance as well. I think they've only dropped 9 individual games. 2 of those series going to Game 5. Oh no, they've joined.
They better not.
They have been fooled. 2 of the series going to Game 5. Once against the Grandmasters, once against the Godfathers. And honestly, I think the Godfathers one was a bit of a troll, as it was the first game of the season. In every other series, they only dropped 1 game, if not a sweep, in all the other ones. So definitely the most dominating team by far. Despite the undefeated record, I'll say it. I don't think they're the best team. I think they absolutely can be the best team. I don't think that they're the most dangerous team. But that being said, Mitch and Luca have performed at a very high level in a lot of community tournaments and stuff outside. So it's hard to kind of tell if they're trolling or not, and if they're giving it their all. But I know that they've won, however many hundreds of dollars in outside tournaments and stuff. So I know they can definitely turn it on to another gear. Whether or not we'll see that gear tonight, I don't know.
Yeah, we will have to see here as we've got them in the lobby. Bananas 9-6, coming in with, I believe they have One Tap Steph, Tommy, and Bravo on their roster. So Bagels, we've seen these rosters, we've seen these guys before. I've got a lot of people making predictions with their channel points in the chat, the Discord. People are making their predictions, and maybe they're agreeing with you a little bit, Bagels. It wasn't the most lopsided prediction of the night, surprisingly, despite the Krakens being undefeated. But who you got in this one, Bagels? Who is taking this one? And will we see the undefeated record go down?
Still, despite my criticism, I do believe the Krakens will take the victory here. But that being said, the Bananas, they've had a somewhat of a topsy-turvy kind of season. They're sitting at 9-6, but I do believe they are a better team than that. And Tommy and One Tap Steph, both players new to Nemesis this season. Bravo, a veteran, former Season 4 champ, my teammate that season. And he's just a solid third here. But it's going to be up to Steph and Tommy to kind of spearhead the offense and the defense. But, the Bananas team, they're dangerous. I think they can take it to Game 5, but I still have, oh my goodness, I still have the Krakens here, and they get a strange one to start it off.
Yeah, a little bit of a weird play
He's
here.
flopping in the net.
I don't know why Luca is on the inside of that post, but sometimes that just works out, and unfortunate 50 to go towards the Bananas net, and not the ideal start here, Bagel. When you're trying to take down an undefeated team, you really got to come out and you got to kind of take it to them at the beginning.
Yeah, and there was a sort of strange whiff by Steph on the back line there, and not quite sure why that ended up coming out, but just a series of awkward plays after that whiff came out, and not quite sure why Luca was in the net, not quite sure why it worked, but you take what's handed to you.
Yeah, that's the one thing about these guys here, Bagels, is the Krakens. I know you said they may not be the most dangerous team. I guess it definitely depends on when they're focused, and sometimes they can be a little bit unfocused. Maybe reminiscent of the old, I believe it was Season 2 Venganza, that were a little bit chaotic. And when you got Luca on the team, you got Mitch there, things can get a little bit crazy with these guys.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good comp right there. I think the skill level on this team is better than the skill level was in that season. Sky's not in the league anymore, but definitely a much more solid player since then. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely lighthearted, taking it easy. But again, more awkward plays coming out from Steph, who just seems to be hitting the ball at every opportunity, whether it's beneficial for his team or not. Finally getting a clear out here up to Tommy with a good 50. But I don't know, it's just the Bananas, they're looking good on the offensive side of things. Don't have a shot to show for it yet, but the defense has been suspect these opening 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'll have to see what their defense can hold. I've heard a lot of talk about one-tap step, and here is an open net, but can't quite put it in. Tommy just a little bit wide there, as Bravo and one-tap step both up for that one. As it's thrown out in the midfield and a shot towards the net, but Coffee is going to make the touch there, and an opportunity for the Bananas, but they can't quite make it happen. Is a little bit awkward here for them. As Bengals, we kind of talked about the Krakens being undefeated. They've already clinched the number 1 overall seed, but the Bananas have a lot to play for in this one, as they're right on the edge of that play-in tournament and the playoff race.
Yeah, they're sitting at that 7 spot currently, and if they win this, they could likely push up into the 6th as while almost loitering into the net. But I mean, there's so many teams. I mean, every team is essentially hoping to win out at this point if you want more advantageous seeding, because there's so many teams at that 11-5, 10-6. And if the Bananas somehow miraculously take down the undefeated Krakens here, they will move on to 10-6 as well, which will be 3 or 4 teams in that spot. So it's going to be a highly contested race to avoid the play-in tournament. Although if you do end up in that 7th, 8th spot, you have that second life, so to say. But you know, nobody wants to get stuck in the play-in tournament. They want to know that their chances are secure.
Yeah, definitely. You don't really want to avoid the play-in tournament at all costs, as you start to get to the playoffs officially, and you get the best of 7. Whereas play-in tournament only best of 5. And we talk about Krakens have already confirmed playoffs, and the number 1 seed is this ball dangerous in the banana zone, but still a minute and a half remaining in game 1. This game has gone by pretty quick. The only goal being the one where Luka was sitting on the inside of the net and got that awkward pinch in, but we'll have to see. The Krakens are back on the attack here. Mitch off the backboard. This one is up. A shot coming through from Luka, but one tap step just enough to get it away. This one sent off to the side, and the Bananas really looking to get some offense here. But it's sent back in, and Bengals a minute remaining, and they have got to turn some of these defensive mistakes, cut them down, and try to get some offense in the final 60 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Steph, he's just all over the field at the moment. And Bravo with an insane pre-jump, but even Steph was pre-jumped. I'm not quite sure what he's doing on the field at the moment. I mean, he's just hotly contesting every ball, even if his teammates are going for it. Half turning in the midfield, he's pre-jumping right here. I mean, I really don't know if he's actually trying or if he's trolling or what the deal is, but he's literally jumping for every ball. I'm surprised he's not up for this one. Okay, there he goes. As the opportunity comes and goes. But I mean, strange game 1 overall, as they're starting to get some pressure, but only 2 shots apiece for both teams. It's been a very back and forth, just midfield kind of game.
Yeah, and the final seconds are ticking away. The miss comes out in front of the net. Mitch gonna get credit for the shot, but final 10 seconds, can the Bananas turn around a shot forwards? But one tap step gonna make the save. Do they have a last second hero ball in them? This ball going towards the side here. Luka is going to get the clear away, and that may just do it as he touches it one more time, and the Krakens are going to come out and take game 1 in a close one, only 1-0. And yeah, low scoring affair, but the Krakens hold on and take game 1.
Yeah, I definitely was expecting a little bit more fireworks out of both of these teams, but maybe it's just because it's Saturday and maybe the players haven't been playing the game since Monday as much. But they definitely look, even the Krakens, even though they got that kind of one strange goal, even the Krakens are looking, they're not looking bad. They don't have that spice to them. And the Bananas, I mean, Steph was all over the field. He was making the 50s, but I mean, it was just almost, it was like he was trying to do too much work to be done for just one player. Got to let Tommy and Bravo get more incorporated on the side of things. But that being said, despite all that kind of weird rotational errors, they only got outshot by 1, and the 1 goal that was scored probably shouldn't have even been scored. So for all we know, we could have been sitting at like a 6-minute overtime just with this back and forth.
Yeah, it was definitely a weird game, and I don't know, the Kraken just hold on. I know maybe each of them trying to find their footing. I know, like you said, they haven't played. This game was supposed to be on Wednesday, but they decided to flex it. I know Luca just got back from a vacation, which is probably one of the reasons why they decided to flex this game to Saturday. So maybe trying to ease into things, Bagels. And now heading into game 2, the Bananas are going to be the ones, really having to prove something here after they're going to want to hand a game loss at least to the Krakens.
Yeah, I mean, and I know the Krakens are definitely trying for the undefeated season. After talking to Mitch, he definitely wants the undefeated season, so might be a little trolling along the way, but definitely their hopes is to grab that 18-0 for the regular season. But, I mean, on the side of Bananas, all 3 of these players are fast, all 3 of these players can be mechanical. I think they're just getting in their own way as to start this game off. Even Bravo and Tommy were double committing, so just they got to get the comms or the rotation under order here, as seemingly nobody wanted to go for the ball right there, and luckily for them, Krakens didn't put a shot on, but still dangerous. Luca off the back wall, Coffee with the shot on after the bump, and not much you could do right there if you were not sure who the last man was for the Bananas, but that's a tough spot.
Yeah, Bravo just stuck there. Luca falling down, running into him, and Coffee. Solid third. Able to slot that one in the bottom right, and Krakens, again, they take the early lead, and we're going to have to see if the Bananas can find their first goal of this series and kind of stick with it, or if we could see another game like the first one. That one was a little bit slow-paced, and, Krakens kind of had it along the way. That one's saved away, but we'll have to see here. So we're into game number 2. Krakens drop this one towards the net. It's just open, but it's getting saved away. One-tap step at the last minute. It's an awkward double click comes through. Luca off the post, and they're trying to get it out, but for some reason that net was open, Bagels, and the Krakens could not capitalize. As here they go again. Bravo with the 50. It's still dangerous. A fake comes out of the shot again, a 50, but it's cleared away.
There's just pandemonium all over the Bananas inner third right now, and somehow they have not gotten scored on. Double commits still outstanding. And again, that was a great first save from Steph to avoid that open net, but he just used 100 boost to get a meager touch out to the middle, and again, just trying to do too much on the ball. Could have let Tommy clear it out, and perhaps wouldn't still be stuck on defense right here. But again, Steph is just a ball chaser through and through. I mean, after playing in the All-Star game against him, that was just not a fun experience overall for me or Bubbly. Especially when one-tap Steph was just absolutely ball chasing like nobody's business. And I mean, he's doing that here. Nothing has changed besides the teammates, but it's almost too much ball chasing.
There is a fine line, Bagel. There's a fine line between ball chasing and then putting your team in bad spots. And sometimes though it can work. Sometimes you just need someone to be an aggressive first, but like you said, it can be too much at times, and Bananas have to be careful as this one is shot towards the net but a little bit wide. This Coffee trying to pop it up. Bravo is going to make the touch. One-tap Steph, throwing it towards the back. We're looking for the touch, but Luca with a great clear, able to get it away. The Kraken's so solid on those backboarded, those sidewall clears. There's another 50 coming up in the midfield, and this one sent off to the side. But 2 minutes remaining. As this one's sent towards the middle, one-tap Steph trying to drop it down. Here comes an opportunity, but it's blocked away in the midfield. Steph trying to get back to it, but Mitch clears it away. And Bagels, we're already 3 minutes deep, and it's the same scoreline here as a 50 comes through. Coffee in the midfield has a net to shoot at, but Tommy makes the save. We're still at a 1-0 affair, and the Bananas desperately need to get something going for their offense.
Yeah, except this time in game number 2, as Whiff comes out here. I think it was Steph having to race back, but again, more demos coming out from the Krakens, and Steph, not a lot of boost, perhaps thinking he needed to pre-flip and get that. But it looked like he may have had a little bit more time than he thought he had, but hard to tell when you're trying to just race back and make a touch right there.
Yeah, just not able to make that connection, and Coffee now has 2 goals in this game. As Coffee touted as the third man, with 2 mechanical players like Luca and Mitch. And speaking of Luca, there he goes in the back of the net, a nice read off the sidewall, and it's 3-0 in favor of the Krakens.
Yeah, I mean, Bravo just trying to do too much out of that corner, gets the good first touch, and then tries to pre-flip and use some boost to get back to it. But really, it just would have been faster to wave dash onto the ground and get a 50 out. And, you don't want to give Luka or Mitch space. And, really not a highly scoreable opportunity off of the sidewall. But when you're to the player caliber of player like Luka, you can make something out of nothing. And, yeah, that just happened.
Bravo, he just sends it a long way, and Coffee just can't touch it. Maybe a little bit of a novice moment there as that one goes in the back of the net. But, those things happen sometimes, Bagels. And, hey, the Banana's happy to finally get on the board. The perfect sweep will not be happening for sure here now. And with a minute remaining, 2 goals is definitely doable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure if that gives them any more confidence. It is definitely better for the scoreline here, but, I mean, off of a whiff, and Luka, he's going for another bump, but Tommy able to swing this one off to the side, and Steph in the air. Luka last back. He's still got more boost to work with, trying to get a musty flip reset, and again, Steph, the most dangerous one on the ball, seemingly on the Bananas, but, I mean, even with the solo play opportunity, you got a ones player on defense like Mitch. He's going to come up with that play, but Bravo able to slip it past 2, but not quite able to find the accuracy. Still dangerous here is for some reason in the final minute, Bananas starting to ramp things up, but with just 20 seconds left and stuck on the defensive third, they're going to have to hope for a miracle at this point.
Yeah, they will, as this one sent back towards their end, and that could do it. Mitch trying to throw back in for one more, as Luka's going to connect on the touch, looking for a very similar play to the last goal. This one's up in the midfield, and that is going to do it here, as might look for one more for the road here. As Bananas pop this one up. Mitch looking to stay with it, but scoreline aside, not possible now for the Bananas. And Luka's just going to put one in there at the last second. He throws one more for the Krakens, and that'll do it for game 2.
I mean, that was just a really nice soft touch here, and the wherewithal to get it. Not the best second touch, but enough to slide it over the final defender for a little bit of a extra insurance there at the end, a little stat padding. But, I mean, definitely this was an improvement from game 2, not for the Bananas, but for Krakens. I mean, we really got to see the high-octane gameplay here. I mean, Krakens, they had 3 shots in game 1, and they're up at 11 here with 4 goals there to secure that one at the end. But Bananas, again, they don't look slow, but they just look uncoordinated. They're definitely fast. They're getting the 50s, but the players just aren't in position for the 50s they're getting. And again, it's just, this was a lot better from Steph in game number 2. He was doing a lot of work, but it was better work. But still, it's just the 3 of them not coordinating on defense, and they gave up that one early. And you never want to give up a goal in the first minute, just not going to set the momentum your way.
Yeah, this one of those tough ones, Bagels. I feel like every time you're going up against one of these top opponents, trying to pull a little bit of an upset. I mean, Banana's a solid play-in, caliber team. They've already clinched at least a play-in berth. But when you're going up against the best of the best, you can't be giving up early goals, and now they are going to have to do what would truly be impossible, Bagels, and they're going to have to try to reverse sweep the undefeated Krakens. That just sounds like it's scary.
Yeah, I just don't think it's possible. I mean, they might troll a little bit and give them one game here, but the way they're playing, as Mitch and Luka both committing on that one, all 3 players right next to each other, not able to get something started out of this. But I mean, the way they're playing right now, I can tell that they are definitely wanting to just bury this and go for the easy sweep here. I don't think they want to let Bananas to even have a chance or even have fun at potentially even trolling a game here. But I was really expecting a lot more from Bananas out of this series. Even after playing them earlier in the season, we did end up beating them 3-1, but I mean, I was just expecting a lot more from them. And they look slow and uncoordinated, and I just need more out of them. And again, they actually scored the same goal at 4:18. They scored at 4:18 in the second game as well. And again, that's 3 goals in the first minute through all 3 games.
Yeah, it just seems like the Bananas in the first minute just giving it up there. And I think that one, Mitch was in the midfield. Maybe the defender got faked out a little bit by Mitch not touching that one. And then Luka, of course, going to follow it off as miss comes through. But Tommy going to clear it away. And again, the Bananas just digging themselves a hole. And if you're going to want to try to pull off an upset and take down an undefeated team, you can't be giving the early ones out. As Bravo trying to get one here for the Bananas, but it's going to be cleared away to the side as it's sent up, and Bananas again going to have to recover and see if they can start something. I know, Bagels, it does seem like it'd be nearly impossible, but hey, you never know what could happen. You never know what could happen on the Saturday Night Rocket League, and you never know until you play the games nowadays. So nice little passing play from one tap step from Tommy is going to go to the back of the net, and Bananas. Hey, maybe that's a little bit of offense we'd like to see.
My favorite thing to call out on my most in-favorite thing to do is smacking it off the sidewall. Don't smack it off the sidewall, especially in Titan League where players can convert on counterattacks super fast. And Mitch, he smacked it off the sidewall, and that's the first goal the Bananas have really earned, because the other one off of a whiff from Coffee in game number 2. So really the first goal they've gotten. And, it was a good passing play, but again, it came off of a mistake from Mitch and put Luca in a bad spot. So really, they earned it, but I'm not seeing, anything noteworthy out of the Bananas, as another passing play almost developing there, but Bravo and Tommy have a scuffle between each other, and it's just they don't got the fire in them. I don't know.
Yeah, they're trying. But they finally got one, though, and, hey, it may have been a struggle so far, but you get one, and all of a sudden, maybe the Tides can turn around for you. If they can get one game, obviously this may be the easiest one of a potential reverse sweep, but if they can even just get one game, maybe open the door up a little bit. Like you said, the Krakens are going to want to slam it down on them. Don't even let them get the chance. But Bananas, see if they can get one back. Here's one tap Steph off to the side. The boost steal's going to come through. This one tap Steph still on this one. Mitch on the ceiling, looking for a touch there, dropping it down off the backboard. Coffee is up for the shot. Coffee with the angle, putting it down and in.
Yeah, and I think Mitch was providing some interference there on the backboard, maybe. Nope, he just slid right off. Tommy tried to latch himself up there, but ended up slipping off the lip of the ceiling of the net right there. But, definitely a fantastic angle from Coffee right there to secure it. But really, I think I actually need some more demos out of this Bananas team, because the defense has been so solid from Krakens, and Luca and Mitch are both solid 1v1 players. They just need some demos, and they need to set up Steph. Although here's a good solo play opportunity here, but he kind of botches the first touch. But really, that's the first. Oh my goodness, as another insane whip coming out from Tommy. But they need to set Steph up, because he's the most mechanical one on this team. And more often than not, he's hitting these shots. It's just every time he's going for a double tap, there's a player on the backboard, and they just got to eliminate that player.
Here comes Mitch for the fake. It's just going to go in. He goes off the ceiling, comes down, gets the fake, and that ball just falls at the back of the net, and it's 3-1 for the Krakens.
That's just a fantastic setup from Mitch, because the two defenders, they don't know if Mitch has boost. Mitch knows he has 0 boost, and that's why he just faked it, because he could do so many things. If he had boost, he could shoot it left, he could shoot it right, he could go for a musty wall landing for it. But, sometimes in the Grandmaster's fashion, the best thing to do is just don't go for the ball at all.
That's one way to do it. And it worked that time for Mitch, as the Krakens looking to pull this one off, but a ball in the midfield. Steph might be able to get one back, and they put it in, and Bananas staying alive here in game 3.
Kind of came off the back of what I was asking for in some bumps. Tommy was out chasing Mitch. Not that he was rotating back either way, but I think a few bumps maybe come out before that as well off that kickoff. But, they just need to provide some more disturbance on the Kraken's defensive side of things. But either way, they still are down a goal here, and you have to find a passing play, a bump. No, there's a good passing play right there off the sidewall. And, sometimes you do want to smack it off the sidewall, and sometimes you don't. This is one of those times you do when your teammates are in position, and that was a very quick developing play.
That was, and that's the second time this game, Bagels, they found something like that off the sidewall, and all of a sudden the Bananas making a little bit of noise here in this game 3, and maybe they have something to say about, hey, we're not getting swept here. We can hang and at least force a game 4.
Yeah, this is the Bananas that I wanted to see. They're not necessarily, doing anything crazy, but all they need to do is be coordinated and be in the right spots. And in game number 3 here, they haven't really been double committing. They're going for a lot more infield passes, and their players are back on defense. And, even though Mitch and Luca are both insane ones players and pulling off these solo plays. We just saw that good fake play from Mitch. You know, more often than not, if there's just a player on defense, it makes it so much harder to convert on. And the Bananas players, they're in the right spots here in game number 3, as one player just getting eliminated off the field, got ace combated, but luckily they were double stacking the net. But a much more improved Bananas in game number 3 here for sure, as we may have overtime.
Yeah, it's getting down to it here as we are tied 3-3 in game number 3. Bananas looking to stave off this sweep and force a game 4. This ball into the corner, popped down midfield. Mitch gonna find a touch, send it down. Can he find a read here? He's looking for it. Pass down middle. Luca in there. Oh, and the shot is saved. Bravo on the goal line, but this ball is still hanging around the Bananas end. Are they going to try to counter on this? They are. Here comes Tommy and one tap step. Tommy, the flip reset, but it's going to go down, and we have overtime as, oh my goodness, that save from Bravo Bagels. They have kept the Bananas alive in this series.
I mean, that was a great setup from Mitch. He got the perfect touch out to the middle, but even a greater save from Bravo to avoid the sweep, and almost actually ended up converting off the 0-second goal. But if that pass ended up coming to the middle, I would have been really nervous as I was Bravo to commit at 0 seconds like that. An all-in play from the Bananas, but you know, I guess if it's 0 seconds, maybe try and do it. But luckily for him, he didn't have to make that decision for the pass to come out middle. And now they are in overtime here, and it's anybody's game.
It definitely is, and the Bananas looking to take one here. This one sent towards the Kraken's backboard. Coffee can't connect. Here comes Luca for one touch. One tap step in the corner looking for their teammate there. And they have an opportunity. The shot is going to go in, and the Bananas are going to take this game in overtime, and they have some life, Bagels.
Yeah, and I mean, just kind of the most panic I've seen out of the Krakens really on defense in the last 10 seconds there. Again, kind of a mistouch from Mitch 5 seconds prior to that. He smacked it off the sidewall again on defense, and it leaked out to the middle, and that's what led to Steph trying to get that ball into the corner to Tommy. And Coffee thought the shot was going to come out, so he hit it off his own back wall. And again, Mitch, not quite sure if he had boost or if he didn't, but he was just extremely awkward on the back wall. And, you know, the Bananas, they take one, and I got to say, they earned it this game. They were playing so much better. The coordination was there. Steph, he wasn't able to convert on any of the mechanical plays he was going for, but he was forcing double commits, getting good 50s off these air dribbles and double taps that he was going for. So, I mean, if they can just feed the ball to Steph and go for more of these infield passes and the bump plays, just the threat of having somebody in the net, I mean, the Krakens, like I said, they're beatable.
Yeah, they definitely are beatable, but I mean, there's a reason they are 15-0, and as we head into game number 4, we'll have to see if that 15-0 Krakens are going to come out here, or if the Bananas can possibly do the impossible. It's Bravo looking for the dunk off the backboard, but he can't find the double tap. Is that one so close? And that would have been a huge goal for them here on Forbidden Temple, as they are looking, Bagels, to pull off the reverse sweep, and this is the most crucial game yet, and it's going to be a tough one.
And I mean, Bravo, he may be the third man on this roster, but he is just as mechanical as Steph in these moments of solitude as another passing play. I mean, the Bananas, they're just finding each other, although they got to be careful about overextending as they're sending too early on a lot of these drives. And this gives Luca the opportunity to do some dangerous plays as well, but the bump coming out. But again, they got to be careful, because now Coffee's been a proven shooter in this series as well. They're making the plays in this first minute. They have not gotten scored on in the first minute. First time ever in this series. So they are improving, but again, they're low on boost, and they're trying to force some opportunities here, and they might get caught out, but not yet.
Yeah, and that's a good point here. Is, oh my, the two players are dribbled there, and the shot is going to go in from Mitch. Two Bananas overcommitted. It's not a minute in Bagels, but what is that, a minute 23?
Yep, and you know, I say it must be true. Crystal ball moment happened not 3 seconds after I said that. You got to be careful. And two players were in the same spot. And after having a nice coordinated game 3, very minimal double commits. I mean, it wasn't even a double commit. Neither of them went for the ball and just kind of got dribbled past them. And Mitch, he had a free net there. He has another opportunity here. Going to try and slot it top left, but Tommy with the save. But again, the Bananas are finding each other on offense with these infield passes. But on defense, they're not working together to get the ball out. It's just a lot of solo efforts and they got to utilize each other a little bit more to get out of defense, and it'll save them on the boost factor too, as Tommy going for some bumps, but nothing doing.
I was close there. Luca was the last man. He had to avoid the demo and make the save. Bananas almost another one there. That's probably the second really good opportunity they've had to convert on offense, as now they're back in their own zone. One tap Steph on the dribble here. Trying to get it by Mitch, but Mitch able to use all that boost to get to it. So here comes Tommy Coffee. He's going to make the touch and find the double. And this one,
Wait
the
a
net
second.
is
Wait
wide
a
open.
second.
Mitch, they can't put it in. And the Krakens, they can't convert it. That was a wide open
Why
net.
was the net open, though? Why was it open?
I am not sure, Bagels. The net was wide open, but the Krakens unable to capitalize. And Bananas, they might be, you know, a little bit relieved after that one.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a troll play from the Krakens. If they wanted to score that, they definitely could have. As another good save from Bravo. Steph with the early pre-jump, flip reset to boot, chooses not to use it, gets a good 50 off the sidewall, but Bravo not able to get there. And Tommy, he is overcommitted once again. And Mitch, that was definitely not a troll. He absolutely missed that open net once again.
Oh my goodness, the Kraken just can't find the shooting accuracy as Luca, he's finding the 50, he's looking for a shot. The Kraken just can't find one in the back of the net. But they still have a 1-0 lead. They're keeping the Bananas stuck on the defensive end, which that is one way to hold them is, oh my goodness, Mitch throwing that in the midfield. That was a dangerous clear across his own net. Fortunate the Bananas can put it in. Luca with a musty, oh my goodness, what a flick. And he gives them the 2-0 lead.
I mean, and the Bananas, they actually had somebody hard set in net for once in Game 4 here, but with a play like that, I mean, you are not going to save that. I mean, maybe if Steph was positioned a little bit better in the net, but, I mean, like 90% of the time, you're expecting the player to kind of dribble it to the corner and, as he misses the open net. Steph almost finding the recovery. Bravo trying to secure it, and you just gotta hit that shot. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, and you know the Krakens may have missed an open net, but that one for the Bananas, you have to hit those if you're trying to claw back in this series and force a Game 5. And this one, a shot from Coffee is going to go in, and it's 3-0, and this may strike doom for the Bananas.
Yeah, I think it's over, and I mean, there's just no excuse. So much time. He could have waited another full second and a half, 2 seconds, and he could have just been right in front of the net. And that's just a deflating play right there. I feel bad. I feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, that one's a tough one, and Bananas, they just so close on some of these opportunities as they're trying to get a little passing play, but two Krakens are waiting in the net. And with under a minute to go, down by 3, a miracle will be needed on Forbidden Temple as this ball sent back towards the Kraken's net. Opportunity here for a shot as they're extended in the midfield. For Luca and Coffee going to find a huge pinch as the free jump is out, looking for a touch. He finds a touch off the backboard. Here comes Luca, but it's not going to go. And that one almost a little highlight reel play there as one tap Steph is going to get demoed. And that is about going to do it here, Bagels. The Krakens are going to take this one 3-1, but Bananas, they showed some signs of life after the first 2 games. They started to look like an actual team there.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to their spacing. They were either too far away from each other or they were way too close to one another. There was a lot of times where Steph was going for kind of a solo dribble or maybe even an air dribble from the ground, and Bravo or Tommy was just right behind him, expecting too much, which, I mean, if you're behind Steph, you're expecting him to get a good 50 or beat him. But, I mean, even if you're on that caliber player that he is, you're going to get a lost 50 or you're going to get beat. A mistake is going to come out. He kind of botched a few air dribbles here and there. And then that's why there was nobody in net. I'm thinking on half of these opportunities that they're constantly just racing back. I mean, you can't give the Krakens those kind of opportunities, even though Mitch missed like 2 open nets. I think it just comes down to the spacing and the rotation. I think their passes were good on offense. I think their shots were good when they were actually getting shots, but definitely a low shooting affair from this Bananas team. I think this was the most shots they got all series, and this was only 5 shots. And you're not going to beat like any team in Titan just putting up 5 shots, even if it's like one of the lower caliber teams.
Yeah, and especially when you're going up against the undefeated Kraken, who
Yeah.
now who now Bagels, they are going to move to 16-0, and an impressive performance for them, as now they tie the record here, the regular season record. Obviously, back in season 3, there was only 16 games in that season, Bagels, for those Drakes that went with the perfect season, a full 19-0 in the Challenger League in season 3. But hey, the Kraken's 16-0 now on the season, 2 wins away from that perfect season. And like you said, they're going to be gunning for it, and I'm sure all eyes are going to be on them to see if they can pull it off.
Yeah, I'm not sure who they play on Monday. It might be Inferno, but I know either on Monday or Wednesday they definitely play Blizzard. So I think Blizzard's kind of the last hope to try and upset the undefeated season there. I mean, Blizzard, again, I think they're kind of in that 9-6, 10-6 range as well. Actually, they're 11-5 along with the Grandmasters there. I mean, I honestly think, like I was saying earlier, the Krakens, they may be undefeated. I just don't think they're the most dangerous team. I think Blizzard, I mean, the mechanics of Max and Toxic, I mean, even with Zinvez, the defense can be a little bit suspect from Zinvez sometimes, but Toxic and Max on the offensive side of things, I mean, I'm sorry. When Luca and Mitch are going for solo plays, they could get a musty. We saw that musty out of the corner from Luca. I mean, that's an outstanding play. But I mean, Max does that 100% of the time, every time. And like, I'm just, if Max is in the air, I'm scared. Like, I'm sorry, and I'm really excited to see that last matchup between Blizzard and the Krakens there, which obviously the Krakens took the first time around.
Yeah, they did. That one was actually game 5 against Blizzard, and yeah, you're right. They will be playing on the final day of the regular season. Well, final full day. Maybe they'll flex a Saturday. I don't know, but we may be getting that one on stream, because I mean that could be a spicy matchup. Krakens could be going for 18-0. Blizzard, the back-to-back defending champions, could be a good one. But I mean, Krakens in this matchup, they take home the victory. So a big shout out to them. And Bananas, unfortunately, dropped this one, but still a lot to play for. They're still in the play-in tournament confirmed, and still have a chance possibly to fight back into the playoffs. It's going to be close there. It's a little bit of a close race at the end, but yeah, that is going to do it for this matchup. We got a couple of quick shout-outs here as I remind everyone to go check out the merch store. We got Nemesis merch in the store now. You can cop some of the merch. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. Working on some new stuff coming your way soon. With org merch and potentially team merch, and there were some words that we may even have some special playoff edition merch coming soon, so keep your eyes open for that. But yeah, a couple of quick shoutouts as well to some resub. Shout out to Foam for a 13-month resub, Chipmunk Man with 21 months, and Icarus coming back for 4. He'll be in the next matchup as well. But that is going to do it for us here in this one. We're going to head to a short break, and then we are coming back with Frost versus Ignite, a Season 5 Grand Finals rematch. You guys don't want to miss it. So stick around, and we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Go on myself. I'm cold steel stainless. My glass half full. Always said don't suffer no fools. Serpents daydream. I bite, you call me lovely. Got a sweet tooth. Gonna get the sugar from you. When they say I'm a machine gun, I take it as a compliment. Honey, you should know I can be a weapon. I can be a weapon.
Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. I'm going to be your play-by-play commentator for this matchup tonight, Jeff Masters, and on the color commentary side of things, I am joined in the booth by not only the one and only Merely. Merely, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good today, Jeff. You know, I was saying earlier, I don't think I've had the pleasure of commentating with you yet, so I'm glad to get in the booth with you. I've respected your commentary so far. I also left the stream open, so I'm hearing myself talk. This is horrible. I need to stop that before I go insane. All right, and we're good. I'm excited for some Novice League gameplay here. I don't know about you, Jeff.
Well, hey, look, I am interested in this game simply because being a member of the Whelps, I mean, it's going to be a good game either way, but being a member of the Whelps, Frost is fighting for #1 seed along with my team. If Frost win this tonight, they take the #1 seed. So I'm watching, you know, with intent eyes upon how this game's going to play out. This is also a very key game for Ignite themselves. They're sitting at 5-10. They're not looking too good this season. They've got this match and a couple others to try to win out. Otherwise, they're going to be eliminated from this season. So it's do or die for Ignite, and Frost has been a solid team all season this time. So it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, this one's really going to be an uphill battle for Ignite. I don't want to say over there on the other side, Frost has the luxury of still fighting for that #1 seed. This one is a must-win if they want to contend for that #1 seed. But Ignite, this is a must-win if they want to stay in the race at all and keep their playoff dreams alive, which at 5-10, a bit fortunate to still have that opportunity at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I really hope to see them come out and fight here. But it's definitely going to be difficult going up against Frost, especially with the Icarus, the player of the week over there, and just a really solid roster all around. It's gonna be one for the ages.
Yes, indeed. And I'm gonna say, you know, if Ignite, I'm not gonna put it past Ignite to, maybe win this. I still am thinking that, I wouldn't exactly want Frost to win, but I still think it's in Frost's corner that they're most likely gonna take this game. But I mean, Ignite have got to get on the ball like quick and try to get that pressure. From the one game that we had up against Frost that we ended up winning, the only reason we won was because we had so much pressure and we could kind of keep Frost from setting. Once Frost set in, they are really hard to try and adapt to out on the field once they get their flow going. You especially got to watch out for Icarus. But we'll see how this game plays out. Already the ball playing a couple different hands here. Over the side, Saint looking to dribble it towards the middle. Popped out. Oh, shot from Django's. Rooney's going to save that one away for Ignite. Actually, I realized Django's is subbing in for, I believe, Music. So Music is not playing for Frost tonight. I did not realize that.
Yeah, and with the sub in there, Music is a very solid player as Django's hold up. He's got some moves of his own as he almost made the double touch there work off the defenders. And instead it acts as a really good pass center, and I'm already impressed with what we're seeing from this guy.
I mean, yeah, it was funny. You're just about to say, about the sub, and then all of a sudden Django's is like, I hear you talking about me. I'm going to make sure that I get this pass over to mid. So already get a pass for his team within the first minute of play and capitalizing on it. Now it's Ignite's turn to try and respond, see what they can do. Icarus takes a shot and a demo in the air. Saint off the back wall, some bumping plays too. That's what Frost is also known for. Those solid, rotations coming down the field. What a solo play from Rooney, though. Can't quite make the angle into the goal. But I like that transaction that Ignite tried to bring to the table there. Unfortunately, it did not go their way. A little bit awkward now sitting in front of their net. But this, with 3:30 left on the clock, I would say Ignite have not been, stuffed out on the field as I have seen Frost do with so many others. So hopefully, merely, that means that they can kind of get something going and get some pressure on Frost's side of the field.
And we've already seen they've had their chances. That was another chance right there. Almost a highlight reel play, but the defense really stepping up to keep that one out of the net. Barely got the read. And like you said, Ignite, they have yet to score, but they've had some really good opportunities, and they look like they have the prowess to take this. They don't look out of their league at all with another amazing save, and we are seeing some very high quality novice gameplay. I have to say, I am not used to seeing this from the bottom league. Bottom tier maybe on the books, but this is not bottom tier gameplay at all.
Yeah, I mean, well, shoot, as I believe Rockerman was mentioning earlier, this is a, I believe, Season 5 Grand Finals rematch between these two teams. So, I mean, they're playing to win. Ignite is showing up, and they're doing a pretty good job controlling. They're only down 1. They've still got plenty of time left on the clock. Pass from Rita to the mid. It's Charles gonna put it into the back and finally breaking the silence.
And there it is, another good play off the backboard. Finally, Frost defense crumbles. They can't get to that ball in the backyard yet. And our very own Is Charles comes through with a nice read, putting it away. And if they can just be consistent, they can take it to Frost. We're seeing it already, and now we have a tie game on our hands.
Yep, and already awkward off the corner. Rooney takes a shot. It's high. Is Charles trying to follow it up? Not quite able to get it, but that was another breakaway opportunity. They caught Saint kind of slipping in the corner, not able to really make a touch on the ball, and shot taken. I mean, it's still novice. You can't be too mad about it, but I know Ignite wants another shot at that. But good pressure. They've got Frost stuffed on their own side of the field, and that is where I have seen that Frost kind of get a little bit flustered when you force them onto their own side of the field. But now confusion on the Ignite side of the field. Bumps coming out. Saint is doing some work, and Django's puts the shot in the net.
And that's a brilliant bump. In the end, it was the awkwardness on defense, miscommunication there from Ignite that allowed Frost to break out. And that's really unfortunate because before this play happened, Frost looked really uncomfortable. They looked like they weren't sure how they were going to deal with the offense of Ignite. But as soon as they get an opportunity, they get the bump, send it home, and now it's on Ignite to try and regain the momentum.
Yeah, Frost is a team that thrives on pressure. If they have the pressure on you, they play a lot like how my team and I play.
Oh my!
See, what happens when pressure is applied to Frost, it's not the same type of gameplay. I mean, this is a great shot from Vita over top of Icarus. Just kind of caught the Frost team slipping a bit on their positions. They didn't think it was coming clear, but that goes to show you, like, you have to pressure Frost. You have to put pressure on their side of the field. That's where they kind of crack a little bit. If you let Icarus and Saint and even Django's, he's been popping off for his team already within the first game. If you let them apply this pressure like you see right here with this demo, this is what happens. They put the ball on your side of the net so quickly, and then they try to force you into awkward rotations on your own side of the field.
And another close call there. That one barely rolled to the side. But I have to agree. So far, it seems like these teams are just trading punches. Bit of help from Ignite, or from Frost, I should say, to help the ball get into their own net. But still, great pressure from Ignite, and they're showing that they are capable of taking down this roster. Rooney can't get there. The top shelf shot will clear the defenders, and Frost up once again.
Yep, honestly, it was Vita a little bit slow to try to challenge that ball. Not sure if he was trying to get a better 50 or what he was trying to do there. Would have just tried to launch a little bit sooner, left too much time, and Rooney was not able to get there. So Frost, it's been a back and forth battle in game number 1. But Frost have got the upper hand. 45 seconds left on the clock. Can Ignite do it and try to at least take this game into overtime? Over to the corner. Looks like it's Django's off the sidewall, misses out a shot. Is Vita... A little bit of miscommunication, trying to get a pass out mid, but it's not going to happen. Icarus finds a clear. Back to Rooney, trying to get it past Django's. 50s it over to the corner. Ignite trying to push something here in the last few seconds. Pass to Vita goes unanswered, and now it's a 2v1 Saint and Icarus. Rooney manages to get 2 saves in quick succession, but that is eating precious time off the clock merely. I don't know if they've got enough to pull it away as time clock ticks away and shots are coming in.
Still another shot coming through. LNR Vita will put it home. 5 seconds left, no time to spare. And he ties up one of the best game 1s I have seen in a while.
I just say that's a double post pass, you know. You caught the defense thinking it was going to be 2 shots, and granted, they most definitely were shots on net. But 2 post passes to a shot into the back of the net. It's 3-3 now. Saint trying to pop this one up and take this out of overtime. Rooney and Charles both double commit, and Icarus not able to bring it around. So we are going into overtime merely after what I thought was going to be Frost's first game to win, honestly.
And it really did look. Frost just kept regaining that advantage. We'll have to see now if Ignite can break the spree, but they can't. Icarus with a nice low boost challenge, and he breaks through the defense. Frost keeps the trend active, and they will take game 1.
Yeah, everybody was pushing up really forward there, expecting a clear out over top of Icarus. And just Icarus is so good at being there when you don't realize he's there. Challenging your shots. I've seen it firsthand. He's challenged me on the field before. I'm just like, man, you don't realize Icarus is right there, and that's a, you know, tried and true case of how he really plays out there. Just catches you slipping, and Frost win it within 10 seconds of overtime, becoming a thing. So, but honestly, merely looking at how Ignite played and how they came back from that, would you say that they still have a very solid chance of, you know, learning from game 1 and then coming back and potentially even winning game 2 or challenging Frost on a higher level?
Most definitely. I mean, I think that this game 2 in specific is going to be the most important one for them. If they go down 0-2 to Frost, with how well Frost is and how consistent they are, it'll be extremely difficult to come back. If they can break away here, I mean, we've seen they have the offense. They've been putting most of their shots on target with a couple of misses, but you can't expect much more. They've had incredible accuracy and the ability to make these really creative plays that Frost just doesn't have the ability to deal with. They just have to communicate a little bit better on defense and not allow these easy goals in, as they will right off the bat be a little bit fortunate to not have that one going.
Yeah, Frost putting some pressure off the kickoff, and they even still afterwards trying to be those aggressive attackers that they are known to be out on the field. Django's misses from the corner. Does Charles have a pass to mid? No one's there. Rooney trying to come in, but it's Icarus' ball. And a little awkward, but still, Saint tries to follow it up. Vita's waiting with Rooney behind him, gets it over 2. The 1v1 play. Charles trying to clear it down off the back wall. Does he have the double? To the middle, almost gets it, but it comes off the crossbar. Rooney also missing. A little bit of awkwardness from Ignite there. They had a chance. Honestly, though, that was a pretty good effort. It's not enough, though, as Icarus is just going to lob one right over top of the defense and score.
And it's from hero to zero so quickly. I feel so bad because that shot from Charles was just a pixel away from going through. But the overcommit on the follow-up, and Frost will be able to put in the counterattack. I do like the confidence from Ignite to be going for these plays, but they have to be aware that there's a likely chance that they'll have to defend quickly if they are going all in like this.
Yep, definitely. If they did not see it in game one, they now know how quick Frost can kind of get up. Once the ball is at midfield, kind of turn that counter-strike play into a full-on onslaught. As you see, as soon as they get room, like as soon as Icarus or somebody gets room for Frost, you just see all three just pushing like a like a bunch of hungry sharks out there that smell blood in the water. They're trying to get that pressure. Rooney and Saint now looking for a 50 to the back wall, off the corner again. Ignite all over the goal of Frost, but not quite in it. And that one's going to be cleared past Vita, so it's Rooney now to try to challenge Django's. Going for a bumping play. Awkwardness again. Shot from Icarus. Oh, he can't quite flick it out, so Rooney accidentally puts that one in his own net.
And they're repaying the favor for the own goal from game number one. I'm not sure if... Oh, I think there was a defender behind him if you just let that one go. But obviously, you're under the ball. You see it heading towards your net. You're going to try and make something happen. Unfortunately, the thing that he made happen this time was the own goal. And now Ignite in an even tougher position here. They really can't let Frost start running away because once they feel utmost confidence, it's unlikely they're going to give any room for Ignite to come back in this one.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. And shots all over the net for Ignite. Just got to try to dial in that accuracy a little bit. They'd have 3 goals right now, and it would be their game instead of Frost's. But unfortunately, the goalposts and the crossbars are not showing any mercy today. And it's going to be maybe an uphill battle for Ignite to try to fight with that, unless they can kind of dial in their accuracy a little bit. Icarus finds himself on Ignite's side of the field again. Good clear from Charles up to Rooney on the sidewall. Does not make contact, or if he does, it was a little bit awkward. Back pass to Vita, but Djangos has the whole backfield now to himself. Is he going to be able to get a pass out to mid? No, he doesn't. Takes that one a little bit early, but it was actually a shot on the net. So yeah, Ignite, they've got to watch their positioning because they are getting forced into these counter-strike attempts so quickly that, you know, I think they're not realizing how quickly Frost can kind of turn the ball around on the field.
Yeah, and it seems like they're thinking about going all in for these attacks. They're not really thinking about the balls, the possibility of the ball going in their own net, I should say. They're just kind of going all out on these attacks, and I have to respect it because they've seemed like they do have the ability to score them, but if they can't find something quickly, I mean, they're going to have to try to switch up something. Still, I know Rooney, the free play main. He's the one I'm really looking to try and make something happen here. But once again, it's Frost defense helping out Ignite as that one bounced in off the defender. Still, a nice shot from Charles.
Charles puts it on target. Djangos found himself at the front edge of that net and couldn't quite put it away. I mean, couldn't quite clear it away, so he ends up putting it away for Ignite. I mean, what else do you do in that situation? You know, if you can't clear it out of your goal, you may as well score it in yourself. But so Ignite one goal. They need one more to try to tie things up. They definitely, like you said earlier, merely do not want to try to go 0-2 into the next game. Then it's do or die for the match, and it's do or die for the season at that point. A lot of pressure can mess up with your nerves. So, but Frost are definitely going to try and put them in that position. If they can get you nervous, they can definitely start taking advantage of you out on the field. So Ignite find themselves on the offensive side. Good pass from Charles. Does not get past Icarus, though. And now he's trying to solo play. A little bit of an awkward landing on the sidewall. Pass to mid. Icarus, he's there. Saint trying to bring it back around again. Good pressure, but Ignite holds stout. Not sure what happened to Rooney. Oh, it was Saint in the backfield being an absolute menace to cause that.
And oh my goodness, was that a team pinch we saw there? The players combining for the pinch. It looked like, I don't know exactly what player that was there, but they just cleared the backfield, so the net was completely open. And Frost decided that they wanted to go for the level up play, fuse their powers together to get that one in the back of the net. Oh. And what a shot from Saint. That one was lightning fast, and Frost definitely running away with this game too here.
Yeah, honestly, Saint is like that. I feel like Icarus kind of carries the team with the mechanic side of things, but Saint is just so good at being an absolute nuisance behind players. He's got it with my team before. Just you're your own, like the third man, and you know Saint's behind you. You aren't thinking that he's gonna come up behind you and bump you out, or even get a lot of these plays that he gets because he's just so good at being sneaky. But Ignite are not trying to count themselves out yet as Charles finds the right side of the net.
It is possible, highly improbable, but you know, anything can happen in this silly little game with flying cars. I'm not sure that we're going to see this one happen, but I would love to see Ignite get a comeback. They just need maybe one more quickly, and then if they can get another goal with some low time, we saw in game 1, they do have the potential to pop off when it comes down to it, but they have to get this second goal very quickly. Time is running out.
Rooney gets it over top. Icarus looking for the pass to Charles. It's down in mid. Oh, and plat flip. Almost an own goal. Luckily, Django is there to save off of his teammate's shot.
That was a ridiculous play. What? He just own goal, but his teammates saved the own goal. That might be the best read I've ever seen in my life. That will secure the victory for Frost, to take this one 4-2.
Oh my gosh. I think in Rocket League, you just got to play the calculated quick chat on that one. Oh my gosh. Oh. That was a sight to behold, and definitely would have been something that Ignite wanted to happen. Not saying they would have really been able to do it. There wasn't too much time left on the clock, but still, Ignite were putting up a fight there towards the end. Not able quite to bring it back around. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen, viewers. It's either reverse sweep or Ignite is out of the season. So all you Ignite fans out there, if you're rooting for this team, they need you right now. They need you in chat. You know, like Goku with the Spirit Bomb. Lend your energy. They need it right now. I'm not gonna say that they're out merely. They are getting swamped a little bit now. Frost is starting to warm up, is what I've noticed. First game, it's a little bit awkward, but then once they start warming up, they really get dominating. But they still have a chance. It's slim, but I never count a team out. Especially one that's even, scored as many goals as they have against Frost. It's more than my team was able to. So, it's we'll see what happens. It's game number 3, do or die for Ignite on all counts, but I think they can still do it.
Ignite, I'm not counting them out either. It's so difficult when you're in a position like this, because there were a few opportunities in the last game and the game before where if they just went slightly differently, this could be a completely different storyline, and Ignite could be the ones in the driver's seat. But these things didn't go their way. Credit to Frost for playing well themselves. But we've seen that Ignite has the potential to tie these games, and even in some positions, it looks like they're poised to take victory. They just have to be a little bit more accurate, not let Frost run over them. But game 3 here, Ignite facing the sweep, just has to take this one game at a time.
Yes, you got to watch that positioning there from Charles. Leaves an opening for Saint to try to take it downfield. Luckily, Charles, really good composure, one to beat. Rooney gets it off the sidewall. Vita's up, but Saint, good save, even though it wasn't on target. I feel like he pinched that away from net. Icarus now looking for the net. Is it on target? It is, but Rooney rushing in to get that save. What an amazing shot from Icarus. Oh, but a triple commit now. Is Icarus going to try and pick this defense apart? Good 50 from Rooney. Honestly, being able to read that he was able to get down to that shot, that was really good composure. And now Vita trying to bring this one around center. But already, Ignite, I feel like they've done a better job already, merely kind of adapting to how Frost are playing. Even though they threw up some doubles and some even a triple commit at one point, they were still able to recognize where certain shots were coming from and kind of position themselves a little bit better so as to not be, scored on.
And the saves are a great sign. I think an Ignite player may have just saved the ball for Frost there. I don't know if that one was going in. I prefer the saves on their own half, I must say. But regardless, it's a great sign, as I don't know if they'll be able to get back to this one. Okay, they barely do. That's great for Ignite. And I don't really mind the triple commit from Ignite, as there might get one here looking for the bump. And trading blows on both sides of the field. This ball is barely escaping the net for either team.
Honestly, I thought that it was going to go in there. I kind of questioned the play to go for the bump. I feel like had he gone for the ball, might have been able to put it in. I don't know. That's one of those ones you'll never know unless it happened. So Ignite still keep the score 0-0. Frost have had their looks at net. You see, is Charles trying to clear out some room in the backfield, but Rooney's not able to connect. So that momentum kind of gets wasted is Charles with a big booming clear to the left corner of Frost. And now trying to get the pass mid, gets it there, but Vita was playing back, and honestly, that I don't think any teammate could have really read how that one was gonna come across. Shot from Rooney, though! Finally, Ignite score, and they are the first ones on the board.
And Ignite do take the lead. I don't know if they've had any leads actually in this series so far, but this is a good sign because I know they haven't had many. And so far, Ignite has had an immense amount of pressure on Frost. Even when Frost has gone those counterattacks, they haven't been as successful. Now Ignite just needs to build on this and not let Frost get their momentum back. Don't let them get these counterattack goals that they've been getting every single time Ignite has looked alive in the series.
Yep, honestly, I was a little bit worried there as the rush play off the sidewall became a option for Ignite. I was worried that Frost was going to be able to take advantage of it, but they hold strong, and now Vita turns it around, trying to get it past Django's. A good first fake, and just absolutely demolishes him on the right-hand side, putting it in.
And that is a beautiful play by LNR. Vita gets a controlled touch, actually. It's a high-level touch, whether intentional or not, and manages to follow it up. Django's can't challenge, a little bit too awkward. The ball slips past him. Now Ignite cementing, getting that insurance goal, and this is huge. This could be a start of something big for them.
Yep, all Ignite have to do is just keep the pressure up. Do not, let your attack falter. I feel like even though they've got a 2-goal lead, they cannot get defensive here. I've mentioned it in the previous games. Frost is an offensive team, and that's where they thrive. They do not thrive on their defense. So Ignite have got to keep the pressure on, keep the burners hot. Let the pressure keep coming in, and as a shot comes off of the top of Saint's car, Rooney spiking it down, going to be a little bit high. Django's gets it clear. Now it's Vita to try to make a turn and control this with Saint, but manages to force it down to the corner. Bumping play from Saint, trying to come out. The pass goes unanswered, though. Icarus from the corner, gets a double, doesn't go his way. Can Rooney clear this one out past the third? No. See, this is the rotation that Frost tries to put their opponents in. But luckily, Ignite holds strong to get it out of their side of the field. And Icarus, questionable turn there off the sidewall and leaves his own net completely open.
And a beautiful play there. Icarus making not the greatest touch. Can't get the follow-up. Charles immediately recognizes it, sending that one in. And really, what I'm impressed with is Ignite. On these defensive rotations, they look so much more coordinated than they have earlier in the series. Even when Frost is trying to set up plays, they're getting 50'd at important moments, and they're not really able to get the same open opportunities that they've had in the last 2 games. Ignite's doing a really good job of shutting these down. If they can keep this up, then not only this game, but even possibly further games in the series might be within their reach.
I saw Rockerman put in the chat, he put the old script in the broom. I don't know if that's hinting at what's to come, I don't know, but if Ignite keep playing like this, this is definitely reverse sweep potential. But of course, as I say that, Frost are going to find their first goal and try to make Ignite, a little bit worried.
Frost do get something going. That's a great pass from Icarus on low boost. One thing I've noticed, boost management is great and all if you can hold a full tank of boost. But if you can manage to still pose problems while having no boost in the tank, then you are just more of a menace than someone who can hold on to 100 boost for forever. And this guy is always creating opportunities even when he doesn't have much boost in the reservoir. A great play set up from there, but I think it's going to be a little bit too late for Frost to mount this comeback, barring some more late game heroics or late game own goals, I'll say.
Yeah, so final 10 seconds left on the clock. Saints got no boost, as you were just talking about boost management. Shot coming in. Luckily, Vita gets the save. Honestly, though, even if it had gone in, it would have been, a kickoff goal or nothing for Frost. Can they find another consolidation? I don't know if I used the right word, but I'm going to use it anyway. They find the 4th goal right before the buzzer ends up going off.
And Charles, this one won't have too much meaning, but that's a great sign of momentum for Ignite getting the last goal. And can we just talk about Charles for a second? Because this man is absolutely popping off. I mean, not only this game, but last game, he almost scored a couple highlight plays, getting over 500 score in this game and the last game. I'm not too sure about game 1, but really seen this guy step up, and he is coming out hot. I mean, he looks like he really wants this series, and if he can keep playing this well, I mean, I could see Ignite at least taking this to a game 5.
Indeed. I mean, you got to look at what they're up against, man. Sometimes You know, some teams, when they're pinned up with their back against the wall, they crumble and fall. Other teams, when they're pinned with their back against the wall, they fight even harder. And it seems like that's what Ignite is really doing. They're recognizing the gravity of where they're at. And it's not guaranteed that if they win this game, they still make play-ins, but they have to try to even stay in the fight. So Ignite are throwing absolutely everything at it. Charles doing a really good job for his team. But as we go into game number 4, we'll see what happens if Ignite can stave it off, but already within 6 seconds, Frost find the back of Ignite's net.
And that's one of the best 50-50s I've ever seen from a Dominus is Charles, as Icarus just puts the entire length of his car across that ball. I mean, really, what do you do there when you're trying to get a clear? Just a ridiculous dunk. And Frost starting off hot with 1 goal. Ignite need to answer back soon.
Yep, so Rooney trying to get a pass mid. Oh, but it's a pass to Icarus. Double commit. Can Saint put a shot on net? No, he cannot. Whew, sigh of relief from Ignite, as that was clearly going to be a goal. And Saint had an angle on it. The defense for Ignite was super awkward. Popping play from Rooney, not able to quite get it over top of Saint as well. 50s, it keeps it in the corner. Vita getting some boost, kind of fakes out the defender. Can he sneak it in the backside? No, he cannot. As Saint somehow manages a touch, kind of took an awkward bounce off the post as well. But Ignite trying to get that pressure on Frost's side of the field and looking pretty solid right now after the first little blunder within the first couple of seconds. They've managed to keep the ball on Frost's side of the field for a good amount of time now. As long as they can keep Frost in this rotation, eventually, I'm telling you, they're going to crack. But the moment that Frost gets that breathing room, it's over.
Those early seconds, I mean, at any level can be the most volatile in any game. You never really know what's going to happen when that ball leaves kickoff for the first time. Unfortunate for Ignite that they were the ones to suffer because of it. But they've really cleaned up the play now, and with a lot more time going by without getting scored on, they've had a few opportunities themselves, but not exactly the same. It looks like Frost is slowly figuring out how to deal with this Ignite offense, and it's not a great sign for Ignite, but they're still finding ways to break through. They just need to convert and try to not concede on these counterattacks.
Yep. Man, you see him right there. Ignite have got to get like a solid rotation for their teams. They cannot be in those positions of, oh wait, who's gonna hit the ball again? It's your hit, right? They were kind of forced into an awkward situation. Frost is gonna try to bring out these demos that you see going off on the screen. They're gonna try and do that, because when they do that, then Ignite have to second guess, you know, where everybody's at. Can I make a push here? Do I need to drop back? That sort of thing. So Frost is gonna continually bring that pressure. It's up to Ignite to get down their rotation solid and not even open up those possibilities for Frost to get those demos. Stay vigilant out there on the field to stay moving. That's how you dodge demos, is stay moving out on the field. Don't get caught squatting, because that's how you try to avoid a team that's really pressuring you really hard. So Rooney off the back wall, can't quite get it past Saint. It's now into the corner. The first half of this game has expired. Only 1 goal has been scored from these two teams. A really good double from Django's, but not able to get it past Vita. Icarus, though, stuffing it again. They've got to find a clear to get it out of their side of the field. Oh my gosh, Icarus trying to put a shot on net, but what a save. I don't know why there wasn't a save credited to Ignite there, but it looked like that player got a touch to send it out of that goalpost.
Yeah, and that was a close call for Frost. One thing I will say, Ignite's defensive rotations look much better. Their rotations in general look very solid, as this one might just go all the way. Saint barely able to get back. But they're playing very deep for the most part with their third man now, which is great for avoiding getting scored on. We've seen they haven't conceded yet, with another fantastic save having to come out quick. But it's not as effective for creating these same destructive offensive plays that they've been able to make in the first 3 games. And we've seen now is they haven't really had too many opportunities other than a couple of counterattacks themselves. It seems like they're trying to play the counterattack game. And I don't really think that trying to beat Frost at their own game is going to work out in the long run.
Yeah, honestly, that is not their play style. But somehow, with a little bit of a doinker shot, Vita gets it past the defense. Was it Django and Icarus? It got past 2 with the same play.
And I mean, I can analyze your strategy all you want, but if you've got mechanics and you can use them to dribble past the entire team, then you're going to have an advantage when scoring. Eleanor Vida, not the first time we've seen him pop off this series, and he does it again. An absolutely beautiful play. Might be coming back for another one. That one's just off the post. Heartbreaking as it goes off the other post. And he had a shot, but didn't recognize the defender was there. So close for Ignite, and if they lose this game, they might be wishing they had that one back. Just got to keep driving forward for now.
Yep. They've got to kind of shrug that one off, realize, hey, okay, it was a missed opportunity, but guys, we have Frost right to where we want him right now. We scored the first goal. We kind of have some momentum, not give it up. That rotation right there from Charles and Rooney might crush them as this ball forces them to rotate back quite handily and fast, but luckily, Vida playing the defensive for his team. Saint's shot is going to go high. Demo's coming out. Django's looking for the shot, does not have it. Immense pressure from Frost right now. They mishandle this. Can Charles beat out Django's? Yes, he can to the right-hand side.
With 18 seconds left, Charles, the man, the myth, I mean, every member of this Ignite team seems to be working together perfectly, but of course it was Charles to put home that one. Now they just have to hold on for 18 seconds, and we will be head to Game 5. Ignite, I mean, this is their season, life on the line, and they are giving it their all.
Indeed, they've had some really impressive plays from Vida and Charles, popping off for their team exactly where they needed it. This clear all the way down the Frost side of the field is exactly what they need to see, and even another one just to rub it in Frost's face. We're not out of the fight yet, boys.
They will not stop playing until that clock hits 0. One more goal just to add insult to injury, that making a statement that you are about to be reverse swept, and Ignite looking to follow through on that statement. One more game, and we could see an insane reverse sweep attempt here.
Hey, look, you know, it's one of those things. I would really like to see Ignite reverse sweep, as I mentioned earlier. It would bode a little bit better for my team in Novice League, but you know, it could still go either way. Ignite were awkward at the first start of this game, but the ability that they had later on, Frost was throwing literally everything they had at that net. They were throwing the demos. They were pushing full 3-send everywhere, and they almost caught Ignite. They got a clear out of the backfield, and Icarus kind of bumbled it towards the backside, and that's exactly what Ignite need. When Frost full send, you need to get that ball out of your side of the field exactly like they just did, and they pulled that comeback handily, and now they're looking really solid going into game number 5.
And like you said, none of these games have been clear-cut. This one could still go either way easily. I mean, in every single game we've had so far, there have been so many clutch plays, so many crucial touches, so many mistakes that separated one-goal games from each other, or even games that were separated by more as right off the bat. But as we head into Game 5 here, Ignite will be the first ones to strike. They're carrying the momentum, and they are looking to complete this reverse sweep and stay alive.
Honestly, Vida, I don't think he realizes how much pressure he just put on Saint right there. It looked, he clearly missed, and he was not trying to miss. I'm just going to say that I can call it, I can see it. But Saint thought he was going, and then Saint pushed himself into an awkward spot to allow that goal to happen by his two teammates behind him. So that's really good play from Ignite already at the start, getting that momentum, carrying it. And even here, can they get another one? Rooney not able to do it. It was right there, but they couldn't quite pull it together. I know merely they want that one back. That you need every single goal that you can get to try to make sure that Frost is not able to come back.
And the way to move past that one is just to keep pushing. Don't think about the wide open net that you just squandered. Just keep pressing forward. And if you get the next goal, then it doesn't matter at all. All that happened was you wasted a little bit more time off the clock and eventually scored. It was definitely a critical miss there from Ignite. They're still looking very solid. They're still looking like they want this more than Frost even, perhaps.
Yes, for sure. If I was Ignite, I would be playing like, you know, my life depended on it. Good pressure in the corner. Going for the bump on Icarus. Gets it. Vida can't quite get the shot or the pass. So it's kind of just awkward in the corner. Is he able to get it out past Saint to Rooney? A little bit too far, or maybe Rooney was just playing a little bit too slow. Not quite sure what the communication was there between Ignite Another opportunity may be squandered, but they've got one in the backfield now. Charles trying to pop it to the left-hand side. Can't quite nail it in, but already I'm liking what I'm seeing, merely. Ignite is all over Frost right now, and looks like Frost cannot deal with it.
The aggression is absolutely unrelenting from Ignite. They are just sending player after player, trying to get this ball middle, trying to bump defenders out of net, and I love what we are seeing from them so far. Frost does not look prepared to handle this type of aggression. They're falling back into their half and repeatedly getting outplayed, just barely avoiding conceding. They have to try to break out of their half or else they will be reverse swept here.
Yeah, honestly, the the slow plays there, messing with the minds of Frost, as clearly Frost is a team that plays really fast. Sometimes when two teams are kind of locked in that fast-paced momentum, you don't realize the slow play can be devastating, but this pass to Charles is amazing.
The coordination, Rooney gets a touch just soft enough that Charles realizes he can follow it and beats out Saint to put it home. Just absolutely expertly done on the offense there. And now 2-0, Ignite solidly in control of this game and their destiny for the season.
Oh,
Another one goes in.
The lead continuing to extend for Ignite. I got Rockerman saying it's going to happen. I think chat is starting to believe that the reverse sweep is going to happen tonight, ladies and gentlemen. After all the pressure that Frost is bringing, Ignite is taking it to Frost. And unless they do something quick, this is Ignite's series to win.
And they look like they are poised to do so. I don't think we've seen a comeback from 3 goals in this series so far. I don't think we've even seen a lead of 3 goals, but when it matters most in Game 5, Ignite is showing up. They just have to play solidly for 1/2 of a game, and they will be completing the reverse sweep and keeping their dreams of making it to the play-ins alive.
Ooh, Charles a little awkward and across his own goal, but somehow they managed
Another
to catch
one.
Frost sleeping again!
And Frost is just falling apart here. They're trying to just send their players, trying to make something happen, but Ignite's read is too good. Charles turtling that one in.
Oh
and
my
I mean,
gosh.
you gotta give MVP to Charles. I mean, this guy came out of nowhere, and he has been an absolute menace to the Frost roster this series.
Yeah, you know, if scoring 4 goals within 3 minutes wasn't, enough, then you go ahead and you turtle goal it on them. That's honestly gonna rock Frost's mentality a little bit. I have heard of Icarus talking about how this game is a lot mental. Honestly, I feel like that's like a blow to the mental game of Frost right there, if ever I saw one. Really, I think Charles is feeling confident. The pass to Rudy, goal number 5!
Now they're just infield passing like nothing. Charles says, okay, you know what? You want another one? I'll give you another one. Rooney, you know what? You can get some goals too. I already got 3. I don't need another one. And now 5-0. I mean, Ignite. It's hard to imagine the time when they were down 0-2 and so close to losing this series. They're just completely dominating now.
It's crazy to see, honestly, from a team that's 5-10. It's amazing to see them take on the number 2 team right now, simply because their game hadn't played out. But it's crazy to see them stacking up this solidly. They are really playing with everything right now, and really, I don't know, merely I might be thinking that this game is safe to call at 5-0, and this might be 6-0.
They've almost scored as many goals in this game as they've scored in the entire rest of the series. I mean, at this point, I think 3 goals ago, Frost's mental was just completely chalked. But I'd be mildly scared if I was a novice and I had to face this team in the play-ins and maybe even the playoffs. I know they're not quite there yet. This series does not secure by any means the play-ins for Ignite, but it gets them one step closer. And if they can make it there, I mean, they look so solid. As another one going, they're not showing any mercy. Are we gonna see a Brazil? Are they gonna own goal for the Brazil? That would just
they
be,
might.
I mean,
honestly, look, if I was them, I would do it. Because you've gotta. It's even more so. The way I see it is, it's even more so than just winning this game to keep yourself in it. If you can win this game, and then you rock the mentality of a potential player or team that you're gonna be playing again. That is like even speaks more volumes than just getting the win. If you can rock it so that they might not be able to come back from this loss, or they might continually think about this game for the rest of the season. That does a whole lot, because clearly they're in Frost's head right now. And so do everything that you can right now to make sure that you make this statement that, hey, we came back from, the not the greatest of odds. We're a 5-10 team contending with an 11-4, and we're showing you guys that we can play as well as you, we can play better than you, and we're really making you guys regret playing us in this match as much as you guys thought you might have won.
And I mean, I think that Frost will be thinking about this series for a while. I mean, credit to them. They did not play poorly at all. They played, I'd say, consistent with their usual selves, which is a very high level to stay at in the Novice League. But Ignite just managed to step up, and right from the get-go, I mean, every single game was a close one. It was a swing series up until Game 5, I'd say, where the momentum just seemed to keep shifting, but Ignite going to get the better of them, and I can't take anything away from Frost. They played great, but I also can't take anything away from Ignite because they absolutely just stepped up and dominated Frost in the latter half of this series.
Hey, and like I said, I'm a happy man. Ignite put Frost down a little bit, so that's better for my team going in to the potentially confirming a better seed. But honestly though, I was not expecting this to go this way. I was fully on Frost's side of the field. I have seen them play firsthand, and I know how well they can dominate the field. But Ignite told the tale of a different story tonight, and they really showed that if you dig down deep enough, it doesn't matter what opponent you're up against, you can still defeat them. And even in this game number 5, handily shut out 7-0 game victory. My hat's off to you, Ignite. If you guys end up making it into the play-ins or the playoffs, I would be a very scared man to face you guys. And all my respect to you guys tonight. You guys did a fantastic job. But ladies and gentlemen, there's more content to come a little bit later on. Actually, we're going to be getting out of here a little bit short because the next match is scheduled to start quite shortly between Chimeras and the Pineapples. So you're going to stick around and you're not going to want to miss it.
walking on the moon.
One moment to escape. You walking on the moon.
This is how I feel when you take me to some places that I've never been.
Never been. Dance again. All our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been.
Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
Welcome back, everybody. We just had a quite ridiculous novice matchup. That one, my heart's still pumping a little bit from, but we've got one more matchup on the night, heading into the rival league here. I'm joined by someone you've already seen tonight. You've seen around plenty of times, the reigning director, my boss, and a great caster as well. What's going on, Austin?
Man, I'm recovering as well, merely. I wasn't even casting that series, but that was insane. Ignite to keep their play-in hopes alive. They had to win, and they reverse swept. I mean, it doesn't get any crazier than that, for that series at least. But, you know, who knows what's going to happen. We're into the rival league now, and, you know, it's all set up for some more crazy action as we got two 11-4 teams going at it in the Chimeras and the Pineapples. And, I mean, this should be another good one here as they are battling for the Atlantic Division Championship, potentially.
Yeah, and they have equal records, equal footing right now, but one of these teams will be edging the other one out, gaining the slightly better record. And I got to ask you, we are going to head into this one quickly, but Austin, what's your prediction for this one?
Well, I am not sure. Part of me wants to predict the Pineapples because Chimeras are missing one of their starting roster members, but we'll have to see what they can do here in this one. I don't know, really. Part of me, I'm super split. So is the Discord as the predictions came in, and it was 30 for the Chimeras and 25 for the Pineapples. So, you know, I plead the fifth here, merely. I think it's going to be a very close series, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes either way.
Wow, no prediction?
No.
That's some cowardly behavior. I'm sorry to call you out, but you know what? I'll make a prediction for you then. I got faith in the Pineapples. Maybe slightly biased. This is the team I was on last season. I know Valence is a fantastic player, but honestly, I think it's going to be very difficult for the Chimeras without iTrash. I mean, iTrash is a ridiculously good player and going to be tough to fill into his shoes, in my opinion. But we'll have to see how the Chimeras can handling. So far, the situation's pretty well. Both teams remaining scoreless, but Valence coming through here, runs out of boost on the air dribble. Can't quite finish it off. Already a lot of pressure from the Pineapples. Making stuff happen early here. Paper going for the double touch, almost gets it backboard. Cart will be there for the follow-up. A speedy finish. Chimera's crumbling under the pressure of Pineapples quite early here.
Yeah, you know, Merely, I was gonna say you kind of kept going, but I was gonna say if you put a gun to my head, you know, and said you have to make a prediction here, you know, I would have also taken the Pineapples, but I think it's gonna be pretty close, and I'm very curious to see if the Chimeras can recover without iTrash. I mean, he has been an excellent player all season long, an all-star, and probably MVP candidate when all things are said and done. And without him, it's gonna be a tough one here, but. You know, they're going to get scored out here as the Pineapples are up 2-0.
And already an unfortunate clear from Yusuf Messi there. Not one that Messi probably would have been proud of himself. Don't know if he plays Rocket League, but I'm sure he'd be SSL. As the Pineapples do take a 2-goal lead here, and early on, I mean, I don't want to say that they're kind of just cruising, but Chimeras have not made it very difficult for them to get these 2 goals in the back of the net. So far, it seems like Pineapples have had all of the pressure.
Yeah, they really have, and it's gonna be interesting to see here as we didn't really get to do too much intro on this match merely, but yeah, this is a battle for the Atlantic Division lead. Both teams coming into this one at 11-4 on the season, and in their last matchup they played against each other, the Chimeras, they won in Game 5 as Cart is looking for a touch there. But Chimeras were playing with iTrash in that last game and went all the way to Game 5, and the Pineapples' 4th consecutive season that they are making the postseason, and they are hungry for a playoff spot. So you definitely have to be scared here, and really I think it's going to be all about how this Chimeras team can step up, because we've seen the Pineapples in the past merely with their excellent offense, and Chimeras can shut it down a little bit. They can definitely have a chance in the series.
Yeah, and they have to not only shut it down, but also create some opportunities for themselves. I mean, so far, hasn't really looked like they have had too many offensive chances, as Valence coming through here, trying to get the air dribble, but bumped away. And will be high up over Cart, getting better of the 50, and this one will be pinched middle. Valence with the double touch, can't quite find it. Still threatening, but this could be a big counterattack opportunity. Chimeras putting one on net. One of their first shots of the game, only one other on the tally. Has 2 minutes left to go. They have to try to find something happen here fast. This one getting sent out middle. Yusuf Messi with a big miss, but Pred will be able to control this one to the opposition's corner. And now Valence trying to get this one through. That one might just float in. Yusuf Messi can't get there. The challenge can't get there. And Pineapples cruise into a 3-goal lead here.
Yeah, the Pineapples and Valence, he just throws this one towards the net, and a redirect attempt, but USAF Messi just can't quite get back to that one. And a tough break here is the Pineapples putting in some quick goals here in game 1, kind of asserting themselves in this series, and that's definitely a great start for them.
Yeah, can't really ask for a much better start. This Pineapples looking to go up 1 game in the series. Only a minute 30 left to close it out. The Chimeras might have a little bit of something on their hands here, as I don't know exactly what happened there. Some awkward positioning on defense, and Chimeras not in the traditional way, but will find their first goal of the series.
Yeah, Valence is trying to get to that one, and he's saying novice moment in the chat there. So I would definitely be spamming some novice moment emotes there, as yeah, I'm not sure what happened there for Valence. Doesn't make too many mistakes, but I will say merely that recently, I know Valence went on a vacation. Haven't seen necessarily the same Valence that we're used to seeing in past seasons. I don't know if it's because the rival league has just gotten that much better, or maybe he's slumping a little bit off of vacation. But there have been a couple times where we've seen him on stream that we just haven't seen, you know, the usual MVP caliber Valence we're used to seeing.
Yeah, and it's nothing against him. I think he has. The last time I saw him on stream, at least, was right after he came back from vacation, and that was unfortunate because, I mean, after not playing Rocket League for I think it was at least a couple of weeks, going to be in a bit of a rough spot. But he does seem to be doing at least better this series than that one I witnessed. You know, novice moments happen to us all. They can strike when you least expect it. And I'm sure Valence did not expect to be conceding that goal himself. But Pineapple's still heavily controlling this game one. They will retake their 3-goal advantage, and looks like that we will be heading into game 2 with Pineapples up 1.
Yeah, with only 30 seconds left, Messi trying to get to that one, and another shot going in for Paper, who formerly on Blaze has made move over to Pineapples, and he's been a great man to pair with Valence here. And he's been a hot shooter. He puts another one in, and yeah, it's looking like it. Looks like this could be the end for the Chimeras in game 1, but that's why they got 5 games in these series, potentially at least. You have to win 3, the best of 5, so a lot of opportunities for them as some bumps are coming out. A little bit of a team-up action there, but with this one cleared away, that should do it here for the Pineapples to take game number 1.
They might even add one more. Valence coming through. I think the novice moment is all but forgotten as, you know, you let 1 goal in, but Valence here getting a few of his own, 2 goals for himself, and pretty even stats across the board for the Pineapples, but really, the Chimeras aren't putting up much opposition here. I mean, what do you think it really is that's going wrong for them here, Austin?
You know, I'm not too sure exactly what the mistakes are. I think they're just letting the Pineapples get a lot of offense going in their zone, and I think just the shot totals, as you see them pop on the board, yeah, Pineapples with 12-3 in the shot department. So I mean, Pineapples really just getting all the pressure, and you know, with Messi here filling in for iTrash, I mean, he did a valiant job. I mean, a lot of saves there for coming out from him, but you know, for him to try to step in the shoes merely of you know, an MVP caliber player in iTrash, it's, you know, it's a tough one to fill.
Yeah, that's never going to be an easy situation. I mean, iTrash, definitely not a trash player. But they don't have him today, and they need to work with what they have. They don't look like they're lacking in mechanics. It does look like they're lacking in speed against the Pineapples, just not able to get to these balls fast enough to clear them out. But they're going to have to try and find some sort of way, maybe getting a little bit more aggressive with the physical play. Trying to create some clear-cut chances, because if we're being honest, I mean, they didn't score any goals in that last game. They got 1 goal, but only because Valence decided he didn't want to defend in those 5 seconds. And if it weren't for that, I mean, they would have been completely scoreless in a 5-0 game 1. Not easy to come back from, but we'll see if they can switch things up here. We do head into game 2. Yusuf Messi getting some good control, almost flicks over 1. But Cart equal to the challenge. That one almost falling in directly. And now, actually, it's the Pineapples in a bit of an awkward situation. Messi going to have a good opportunity. Gets that one middle. And Cart is back just in time. Now the net is actually completely open. Cart has all day to score this. He will put that one in. Chimera's going all in, and it does not work out in their favor.
Yeah, that's a struggle. Everyone's diving in for this ball, and the counterattack, Serrano just not quick enough to get back to it. And Cart, he tossed it in the back of the net, and yeah, it's a little bit of a risky play there. The Chimera's selling out, and you know, when you sell out, sometimes those things happen. So again, just gonna have to try to regain, but merely like we saw in the first series of the night, actually, we saw the Bananas battle back in that series when they looked pretty much defeated, spread with a huge shot towards the net, almost gonna go, but Bananas, they battled back in their series. They didn't quite get the victory there, but you know, sometimes teams just need that one game, maybe even 2 games to warm up. It's unfortunate, but sometimes that's how it works out, is the shot attempt coming through.
And that one was very close to ringing through for the Chimeras. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get enough power. But this one going up, Paper can't quite get the touch, and you know, I gotta agree, the first few games are not always indicative of how a series will go, but I have to say, Chimeras are looking like they are not really in the running so far. They have to try and switch something up or adapt somehow to make something happen. This game is a lot better so far, more saves, and already tying their shots for the last game at 3 here. But it's not quite been enough yet. This one coming through, Paper actually stolen away from Valence, but the ball will still go in. All 3 players from the Pineapples committing to that one, and it will go through.
Yeah, I mean, it's just every one of the Pineapples going for Pride just drives under the ball, and Serrano just can't get back in time. And I don't know, that was a rough showing on defense there. The Pineapples get the goal, but you know, in the same way that the Chimeras sold out in that last one, the Pineapples are a little bit lucky that that one didn't go the other way, because Chimeras just need a little clear there. If Pride gets that touch, it could have easily been a counterattack the other way.
Yeah, and you'd think that it might have been a counterattack, but none of the Chimeras were able to consolidate in time, and thus the Pineapples have a walk in the park. This one from Pred, looking dangerous somewhat, but Pineapples still deal with it easily, and now on offense themselves might be in another scoring position. That one coming through, Valence rolling it in, and Chimeras just cannot find any sort of coordination to keep this ball out of their net.
Yeah, just putting on a clinic there as a great pass comes through from Paper. Valence just waiting in the midfield, and a nice little play, just a nice little infield pass, and Valence to finish it off, and 3-0 here in this game. And really, the Chimeras are they are struggling right now.
Yeah, you know, the Pineapples, they're playing solid. They're playing pretty well for the most part, but they're not really playing in an outstanding way where nothing that the Chimeras do on defense is working. I mean, they just are unable to challenge these balls when they need to, unable to beat the speed of the Pineapples. Almost getting one here finally. That one will be sent through. But they need to adapt. If they can't, this ball is just going to keep heading into the back of their net as Valence sending this one through, and another blowout here in game 2. I mean, it's not looking great for the Chimeras.
Yeah, it's really not, and the Pineapples are playing really good right now. And really, I don't want to be that guy to be a Debbie Downer here, but you just have to wonder, you know, how much is this? We've seen the Pineapples before. I wonder how much this is improvement for the Pineapples, or how much the Chimeras are really missing eye trash, because the Pineapples, I mean, just doing everything they have to do. I mean, nothing has gone wrong for them in this one, besides the one novice moment from Valence.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the Pineapples, they're playing solid. They're playing great, but like when you're scoring, I mean, those were great demos. Don't get me wrong. Great demos. But Pred, I mean, he's just caught absent-mindedly sitting under the ball. The Pineapples are doing everything right, but the Chimeras are making it very easy for the Pineapples to analyze and see what they have to do right. And the Pineapples are just crushing them in that department. Chimeras can't really get anything going, as it looks like they're going to concede okay, yeah, they are going to concede. I didn't lie.
Oh my goodness, a little bit suspicious here is Valence with a great beat, and Card is the open net, and he's just playing for the double tap. Respect to the double tap there, is he puts it in the back of the net. But I mean, this is just a smacking, just a smackdown right here merely, and the hopes for the Chimeras, I mean, what do you even think at this point? I mean, you're just getting beat in every facet of the game these last two. I think, what is it? Is it 11-1 in the scoreline merely?
Yeah, 11-1, and once again, that one goal, you know, Valence forgetting how to hit the ball. It's not looking great for the Chimeras. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I mean, it seems like they're just being outclassed, but they will get a goal back here. That's a great infield pass, actually, over to Messi from. It was from Cart. Never mind. I apologize. I thought that was a pass from a Chimeras player, but it was actually a pass from the Pineapples, setting up the Brazil. Unfortunate, but you know, at least they got one back on the board. Not completely unwinnable now, perhaps.
You know, merely they were trying for that pass. I also thought a Chimeras player hit that one. So I mean, they were trying for it. It worked out, and they find another one on the board, but. Again, I mean, just a rough showing right now. Is I think the net is wide open. Here comes Brad just trying to redirect. He can't touch it. Messi's going to get the goal. The Chimeras find another one. But still some suspicious plays here from both sides. But Pineapple still with 6-2 advantage. I mean, they're definitely going to take this game number 2.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy comebacks, but I think this one is off the books. Good on Chimeras for getting these few goals, though. If they can get maybe a few goals. Oh, they will attempt a fake here. Paper, unfortunately, reading it so quickly. But I do like that Chimeras are trying to switch things up, trying to go for adaptability on the kickoff. We've seen kickoffs, you know, they are the most volatile positions of any game. Goals can be scored quite quickly. Not as often in threes, but We can get them in threes. It's possible to get quick succession. This one heading through another wide open net for the Pineapples. I think at this point the Chimera is kind of in a we go next mentality though.
Yeah, definitely. And this is really. I just want to go back to the point of this this match. Even is that this is a battle for the division lead. And last time the Chimeras won 3-2. But if Pineapples win in 3-1 or better, if they're able to pull off the sweep or they win 3-1, I mean they're gonna hold the tiebreaker, and that'll all but secure the win for them here. As Pineapples just trying to let that one go into the next game, but if they win this game here, it may just seal the division off for them. So it's it's strange. It's tough that iTrash isn't here, but the Chimeras, they gotta know that season is on the line here potentially, or at least a top 2 seed is on the line here. As it looks like whoever wins this division will be the 2 seed. Pretty much guaranteed whoever wins this game will be this division will be the 2 seed. But I mean it's an important one, and the Chimeras they gotta really figure it out here heading into game 3.
Yeah, and it's hard to say what they can even do. I mean, at this point, I think you just gotta let loose and try to use all of your speed to try and match the Pineapples. I mean, they are just getting crushed in the challenge game, in the shots game, in pretty much every department available. And they have to just go all out here. I mean, you got beat 5-1, 7-2. You don't have anything left to lose. It can't get much worse than that. Just go for broke. Try to get those demos. Try to beat them to something. And maybe they can pull off a miracle here.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, really, after we saw the last series, I mean, anything is possible with that reverse sweep. Frost versus Ignite, and even the first series, the Bananas battled back a little bit against undefeated Krakens. Didn't quite pull it out all the way, but they showed some resolve as this ball is still dangerous in front of that Valence. Was going to strike in only 10 seconds in.
That was actually a really good play from Paper there, getting ahead with the pre-flip bump onto Serrano, and then just barely messing up Yusuf Messi enough with the follow-up bump, leaving a wide open net. And Pineapples continue their dominance. 10 seconds in. If you're the Chimeras, I mean, you have to hold that mental strong. You have to try to not go to despair mode just yet.
Yeah, and this is going to be really difficult for them. I know if I were them, we're missing our MVP caliber player, and we go down in this game 3, down 2 in the series. It'd be pretty hard to stay positive here, but that's what they got to do. They got to stay positive, focus on the good things that are happening, and see if you can battle back and turn some offense in. As this could be the difference between them being a 2 seed and them potentially being in the play-in tournament. And this one shot towards the net but saved away.
That was actually saved by Paper. I think the defense did have the save there, but Paper taking away the save. He doesn't want the other team to get any stats. As now the Pineapples just continuing this pressure, continuing to look for even more goals. They are not letting up in the slightest. Cart sending that one on target. And this ball will actually be left alone in the midfield. No one from Chimera is even trying to challenge it. You really can't give the Pineapples all that space. Valence getting this one center. And a double commit from the Chimeras will send this one into the Pineapples half. Once again, it's not a real threat. Paper looking for the redirect. Might get another touch, looking for the bump, and he does find it. A filthy little dribble, and this is Paper's game now.
Oh my goodness, so what a touch there, and he just follows it all the way for the bump. I mean, that's just insane right there from Paper. One of the best players in Rival League, putting on a little bit of a show for us here in SNRL.
And we are enjoying it at the expense of the Chimeras, though, who still have not looked like they've woken up this series. That one will be sent to the Pineapples half, but cleared away once again. Valence getting locked up here could create a chance for the Chimeras. And Serrano looking for the infield pass to Pred, and he will get the shot. That's a great play. This time it was a pass from 2 Chimeras players. All right, I will not be robbed of my analysis on that one. As Pred finishing it off, and that's a good sign of life from the Chimeras.
Yeah, that's good to see, and we've seen it in glimpses merely where they're so close to getting these opportunities, and finally they're able to connect on one. And if they can string a couple of those together, I mean, they can for sure battle back and win a game in this series, and maybe even keep it going. But oh my goodness, Valence! Oh my goodness, he is just a menace, a multi-time MVP contender, and I mean, just look at him go.
Gorgeous fake there. As soon as Chimeras get any sort of momentum going, Valence just robs them of that brief mental clarity. A great play by him to finish it off. Now 3-1. Pineapples still holding the advantage in this series. As Paper actually pre-jumping there, it seems Pineapples are so confident. They are now simply freestyling in the midfield. Another little double commit there, but one sent back into Chimera's half. A good demo from Messi there. Getting rid of Valence. One of the players that the Chimeras certainly have feared in this series so far. See if they can perhaps make another infield pass happen. That one bouncing off of Valence a couple times. But it will be sent away back into the Chimera's half. That shot is good, and Valence putting it away. Another goal for the Pineapples, and I'm getting tired of saying it, but this one is heavily in the Pineapples' favor.
And I think that's a hat trick from Valence there. Maybe he's taking a slight to my words merely. Maybe he's listening to the stream and said, you know what, I'm not washed, Rocker Man. I am going to score all these goals, and I'm going to show you what is up here and show the rivalry I've still got it. And, you know, he's been on the Pineapples for seasons. He's been that guy, and he's trying to be that guy right here. Is a dunk going to come through from Paper off the pass from Valence. And, well, Valence may be that guy. Paper may also be that guy. But Pineapples are looking like that team right now, merely. It's just everything in existence is going their way.
And another crushing lead. I mean, the Chimeras have scored a total of 4 goals in this series so far. So they would have to match that in order to mount a comeback here. I don't think there's a single team with the mental fortitude to do that, especially when the Pineapples are playing so well. They have not looked to show very many chinks in their armor. But anything is possible once again in Rocket League. We saw it in the last series. It was quite the adaptations that Ignite was able to make. But with that being said, a 4-goal advantage is nothing to scoff at, and it looks like this one might be all the Pineapples game. Is this one coming through? But if Pineapples, assuming they do win this game, does that mean that the Atlantic Division is firmly in their favor if they win out, or is it automatically in their favor?
It will be in their favor if they win out. There's still a possibility here, as you know, if this result stands here, Chimeras would drop to 11-5, Pineapples would go up to 12-4, and they would hold the tiebreaker. So really, they would just need to win one more game merely, and the division is confirmed theirs. So it's solely in their favor if they can close this one out here, which it looks like they're going to. Is, oh my goodness, Cart, he's trying to get mechanical too. Is just the Chimeras panicking, knowing that just nothing has worked for them, and so much Pineapples pressure. But yeah, the division will be solely in the hands of the winner here.
And it looks like those hands will be tainted with pineapple juice, as it doesn't seem like a 4-goal comeback is within reach anymore. Chimeras trying to get one, but their hearts don't look in it, and it's hard to blame them. A crushing series. Pineapples, you know, they played so well. You really can't take anything away from them, and the Chimeras without their star player just not able to put up resistance. Unfortunate showing out, but great news for the Pineapples, who have struggled a little bit previously in the season. They'll be happy to see that they just have to win out in order to get that division advantage. As the clock ticks down, this will confirm the sweep for the Pineapples.
Yeah, it will, and just, I mean, a huge performance from the Pineapples. I believe that's 16 goals they had in this series, 16 or 17, and I mean, just an absolute showing. And like you said, we've seen some struggles from the Pineapples earlier on in this season. Is, oh my god, put one in more, and the Chimera's gonna help Valence out, pad the stats a little bit, and you know what? Now I'm still not sure. That might be 17 now, I think, on the board for the
That's
Pineapples.
18 now. Actually.
18. All right, 18
Yes.
goals for the Pineapples in 3 games. So close.
I don't know,
17,
maybe my math's off.
17 or 18. I
17
think.
or 18.
We'll round it there. 17 or 18.
Just a few goals.
A few goals there for sure in that one. And I mean, it's just an absolute show-in for the Pineapples. And like we said, really, if they hold on here and just win one more match in the season, I mean, they're gonna be the Atlantic Division winners, and they're gonna have themselves a 2 seed, which is important for clinching the division, clinching a playoff spot. But what some people have been saying and trying to do is avoiding Hydra, who have been a menace in the Rival League this season, only losing one match so far. So, hey, there may be other motivations, besides just making the playoffs, but, Pineapples are going to do it in dominating fashion.
And yeah, that is some dominating fashion. Unfortunate, really, that iTrash, I don't know, maybe he had to work. Maybe he didn't have enough V-Bucks on his Fortnite card and had to go to the store to get more. I don't know exactly what happened, but unfortunate that he couldn't be here. I have a pretty good suspicion that the series would have been a lot closer with his presence. But unfortunately, they were not there. The Chimeras, they gave it their all. Respect to them for playing it out fully till the end, fighting to the death. Just weren't quite able to make it happen. But with that said, we will be wrapping up the stream now. Our third matchup of the night complete. A great matchup night, actually. Unfortunately, this one was a blowout, but that novice game especially, if you guys haven't seen that, I would recommend going back to watch it. That was really something else, something I have not seen in a while. One of the most exciting games to cast for me in a while. But with that said, we will be ending off the stream here. We will be back on Monday, of course, for the final week of league play until we head into the play-in tournament and then eventually the playoffs. So some very high stakes matchups next week on Monday, Wednesday, and of course Saturday. Once again, can't forget SNRL. But that will wrap it up for us tonight. Pleasure casted with you, Austin. As always, we always end up back in the booth together. It's always a good time, and we'll catch you guys on Monday. Take care, everyone.